guys, I wrote you a poem. It goes, roses are red, violets are blue, Satan, Satan, Satan. I just wanted to show you guys how much I care. I just thought I would share with you the queen, because I'm more than 50% sure that there is a small demographic of people who only watch my videos for this. So, this is for you. Yeah, I know, right? It's people, they just want to see you in the, oh, thank you for the kisses. Oh. That was Catavision. I'm sorry about Catavision. So today I'd like to discuss concert etiquette. I don't think it's a far stretch to assume that most of you have been to a concert, if not concerts. I know I've been to my fair share of a few back in simpler times, back when I used to use the phrase pick comment for pick comment, if you know what I mean. But anyway, recently a friend and I were talking about going to an upcoming concert, and it got me thinking about all the things that I've seen go down at concerts. Like when I get old, I'm gonna be one of those war vet grandpas that sits in the corner at Thanksgiving and says things like, I just pooped my pants. When I fart, dust comes out. And also things like, back in my day we used to throw our fists around and prance about, and we called it dancing. One time I saw a man get dropped on his head by two little girls. They could not carry his weight. Have you ever been punched in the face by a gorilla who was also throwing down? Okay, Grandpa. I think shows are great because it's the only place where you can go and do things that would be considered borderline retarded and people wouldn't even look at you funny. Besides the internet, I guess. But what you do at a show really depends on what kind of human being you are. And today I'd like to talk about a couple types of those human beings. The first type being people who go to a show and stand around the mosh pit minding their own business and watching the concert. The second type being the people who are actually in the mosh pit throwing their bodies around like they're trapped in a small room full of bees. The next type are the people who are in the mosh pit and clearly have no business being in the mosh pit. Me. Pika. Ugh. You know how when you try and say Pika before you sneeze because it's supposed to sound really cute? Well, it doesn't work. Anyway, the next type of people are the people who play it safe and stay at the back of the room. And the last type of people are the people who partied too hard before coming to the concert. I don't know how many people actually think about this, but it's pretty important to find out which category you fall into before you go to a concert, because you can't just show up to a concert and get rowdy. It doesn't end well. That's how I found out that I belong in the staying at the back of the room and playing it safe group. You see, I used to belong in the group does not belong in the mosh pit until somebody stomped on my face. You see, I think I just lacked the confidence that it takes to get into the middle of the mosh pit. I mean, you can't just run in there and pretend your pants are on fire and just think everything's gonna be okay. Pretty much every time I go to a concert, I end up looking like this. We'll just sit there and admire that bloody nose for a bit. It's beautiful, great. I used to get punched in the face so much that leaving the house would be incomplete without getting smashed in the face by a guy with a giant head. So you've got the people who are standing around the mosh pit just watching the show, and a lot of them are actually pushing towards the front of the stage. I don't know why you'd want to get that close to the lead singer's beanbag. Woo! Testicles! Woo! Say click! Take a pic. Oh, that's all balls. Instagram is gonna love that with the Rise filter. This video is going right on Vine. Yeah. I'm using Vine now. Just a tip from me. I would say if you're gonna be in that group, to leave your valuables at home. Don't bring the biggest machine you have for capturing images of a band and try and just push to the front and just hope everything's gonna be okay. I've seen a lot of DSLRs on the ground. It went from camera to immediate soccer ball. I kicked it once. By accident. If you're watching, and I kicked your camera, I apologize. But you have to admit, it was a pretty sweet goal! So there's those people, and then there are the folk in the middle who are acting like they're on fire in the middle of a tiger pit and nobody's helping them. I don't understand how they all don't leave with black eyes. I'll never forget the time where I saw people doing what I could only describe as the horse, where one guy would throw his legs up over another guy's shoulders, and he would lift him up in the air, and the guy would just throw his arms around. Like, try doing that anywhere else and you would probably get looked at like you were doing a perverse rain dance. Like, go to a fast food restaurant, do that at the cash register. I bet you won't get served, but I guess in that case the sign would have to say, no shirt, no shoes, no perverse rain dance. So you've got the people at the front of the crowd, the people in the middle of the crowd, and the people at the back of the crowd are just playing it safe, keeping out of harm's way. But you wouldn't believe how many young people I've walked in on just sleeping around the toilet in the stall. It's best just to leave them alone. They're in their natural habitat. They just got way too rowdy before the show, and are all tuckered out. Don't get me wrong, make sure they're not dead. I've had to ask many a folk if they're dead. But if they ain't dead, just get them some water and leave them alone. And if you don't fall into any of those categories, maybe you're the guy who had so much fun at the concert that he didn't realize he left the concert wearing less clothes than when he got there. Seriously, almost every show I go to after the show, there's at least 3 to 5 pairs of shoes, all different shoes, just sitting on the floor, which means at least 3 people left the concert without their shoe. Like, I don't understand, maybe they left the concert, didn't realize they didn't have their shoe on and whatever, but I mean, if you're in Canada, you step outside and you're in knee-deep snow, you're gonna want that shoe. I don't understand, like, how do you not have a shoe? Did you leave the show and realize you didn't have your shoe on? Because if you did that in Canada, you take one step outside in the knee-deep snow, you're probably gonna want that shoe. Or did you just not think that, hey, maybe if I wait till everybody leaves, I'll find my shoe. There'll be less bodies in and around the area. I'll have a clear shot to the shoe. I don't understand people and their clothing irresponsibilities. So anyway, if you liked the video, click the like button, and if you know anybody who falls into those categories, you should share this video with them, maybe help them out a little bit. So at this point in the video, I'd like to give a little shameless plug to my merch store. Look, I got t-shirts. This one says, "Don't be a douche canoe." What's this one? MattG. What's a MattG? I don't know! So if you want to buy a cool shirt that I designed myself, go to districtlines.com/MattG124 and order one. It's a store with my things in it. I don't actually have any to send out. The website does it for me. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Okay, I love you, bye.